All right, guys, thanks for being here. It is the second Monday of August. I always forget what month it is. I'm so mixed up. I feel like we just started summer. But I was actually asked to do this topic. Oh, perfect timing. I was just thinking of Ariana because she asked me to do this topic. So I'm glad you're here. You're good.
I was gonna message you and say sorry about that because my husband texted me at 6:45 and was like, "Oh, I don't know, I'm gonna be home."
You're
So I
good.
have one in my lap and one over there, and we'll see what happens.
Family affair. I love it. I'm gonna
Thanks.
mute you though, okay? So I made some fun slides because that just makes me happy in life on Mondays. And again, just remember, I really don't spend that much time on this stuff, guys. Pop it in Canva. Can you guys see this? Thumbs up. Good to go. Okay, cool. So the art of conversation is what I wanted to talk about tonight. But first, does anybody have any recognition to share? Anybody? Well, I wanted to shout out a few new coaches. Victoria just shared her coming out poster right before this, but I know she's on West Coast time, so she'll probably watch the recording. Super proud of her. You guys know how hard that is to share the first before and after. And Jess hit Emerald last week, which is why our team's in 3-star qualifying right now, which is awesome. And there was someone else. Oh, Steph hit Business Starter last month. So make sure you guys go on after the call and go celebrate her. It's part of the leadership ladder recognition. And I'm thinking of actually doing a call on that again soon because we haven't talked about it in a while. And it's really an important aspect on how to measure your business outside of Success Club. So that's props to her. So, okay. Also, a few fun little recognition stuff. Jess is rocking cup, guys, and honestly, she's just talking to a lot of people and calling them out on their bullshit behind the scenes. Sorry, kids. Gosh, gotta watch my potty mouth. I know, Ariana, is whatever. And then Sarah's rocking it, and then Amanda actually started her first coach this week. So super exciting stuff. The whole point of the call tonight is to remind you guys not to get frustrated with where you are. Although you should have fire under your butt, and it's cup month and we're going to go all out, but we're going to talk about how to kind of move through conversations and how to get your names on the board next week, because I'm going to start including this every single week. And then next week, fun fact, why you got to get all your friends on here. Hey, Victoria, I actually just shouted you out. My coach Rachel is going to be speaking next week. For those of you that don't know or didn't see my post, I guess a week or two ago, she just hit $5,000 a week last month. Of course, Beachbody guarantees no level of income or success, but holy shit, guys, that's what we sit on every day. And I can't wait to have her come on. She hasn't been on in a while. And I just can't wait for her to kind of share, she's just an ordinary girl like us and just decided to go for it. So make sure you pencil in next Monday and get everybody on the call. Okay? So just a few things before we start. A lot of you guys ask me, what should I be focusing on, or what should I be doing, or how can I put myself out there more to change more lives? And it's probably nothing you haven't heard before, but share and connect with as many people as possible. Guys, don't just share, here's my selfie, Ariana has been doing the awesomest, most awesome live videos with her kids. That's just the real raw stuff. Get on and go live. Seriously, just get out there and share your story. Do the freaking tracker in the team cup, guys. Do it. We put it there for a reason. You guys asked for it. Put your numbers in there. I know I got to do my numbers today. Keep adding to your network, keep growing your social media presence and who you're talking to, because you can't put all your eggs in one basket and expect that one person that told you, yeah, I'm definitely going to sign up tomorrow, until it's pressed submit. You can't count on them. Okay. So really put your fire under your butt to hit Success Club this week, change 3 lives this week, so that you can really go above and beyond what you think you're capable of this month. And know that diamond bonus, the deadline is August 23rd. And that's what we're pushing for 5-star diamonds. So we got to get all hands on deck to really push to that as a team. And every single one of you contributes to that, whether you're my PS coach or not, or whether you hit diamond or not. because the volume you contribute to our team helps us hold rank. So I wanted to make sure you guys know that like every time you order Shakeology, you help our team advance too. So it's not just like, oh, you're not my PS Diamond, Liz, so you don't contribute to that. That's not how it works, okay? So everybody is a vital piece of the puzzle. Shift shop, if you're not sharing that, like that's what helped me help like what 18, 20 people the last 2 months is sharing my journey every single step of the way my way. So keep sharing it. And just remembering it's not about you. Like it's not about you. And we're going to get more into that tonight. And then if you guys want an extra resource of stuff, Beachbody Champions Facebook page has been pumping out content from like all of the top coaches. So a lot of times I'll just go and listen to like 20, 30-minute video on there if I'm needing some motivation throughout the day. That stuff is gold. It's current. It's straight from the people that are seeing success. So I just wanted to kind of remind you of that resource. Cool? Any questions? Thumbs up? Okay. So let's get into the content. I'm going to start off with a conversation from somebody from this team. She's not on this call. It's me talking to her. Okay. It's not her talking to me. And she is the highest ranked coach on our team. And I want to just show you this conversation that you can say all the right or all the wrong things to the right person and they're still going to say yes. Because I think a lot of you sometimes have this thing in your head where you're like, I don't want to say the wrong thing, right? Like, oh my gosh, if I say this wrong, then it's not going to work. What I want you to do is learn and never say, you'll see what I mean, never go about it this way. But I also want you to know that there is no wrong way to go about this. You are going to fail through some conversations. You are going to make a fool out of yourself sometimes. That's just part of the journey. And if you're honestly not feeling like a fool sometimes, you're doing it wrong because you're not stepping outside your comfort zone. So I wanted to show you this conversation from 2015. It's legit screenshots to show you I did this horrible shit too, guys. Like I word vomited. I said all the wrong things, and she's still here as now my top recruiting coach in the entire team. So just because you word vomit doesn't mean it's over and doesn't mean you can't go back and really make it right. So I know a few of you are on the phone. I'm going to mute you guys so we don't have any backlog. And hopefully you guys can see my screen. Okay, so first thing, whoa, word vomit. So this is to Claire, if you haven't figured it out already. And I'm going to kind of go through the conversation I had with her because I literally had her on my dream team list since I started Beachbody. I wanted her on my team. She was a really big poster before she ever started coaching. She would just share healthy recipes all the freaking time, and they were really cute pictures. So I just kept following up with her. I mean, so I started coaching in August 2014, and the conversation I'm showing you, it started, like probably in the fall, but this is starting in March 2015. So first off, I said way too much info. You can just tell. But I was doing it with the right intention. And I never got taught how to talk to people, guys. My coach, literally when I asked her, how do you invite? She said, what are you talking about? And I'm like, no, but how do you invite? What do you say? And she's like, I don't. I'm like, well, I guess I need to figure this out because that doesn't work for me. It's not like when I started coaching, people just came to me. That did never happen for almost 2 years. Maybe 1 or 2 people here and there. So I had to find out what to do behind the scenes and obviously fail my way forward. So like I said, I went out after her. I legit at least put my heart on the line, I said, maybe you see my post. I want to share that I've been coaching for Beachbody the past few months. Okay, who cares? Why would she care about it? It's been one of the best things I've ever done. But you can tell I'm leading with my heart. And she said, I think it's awesome. I unfortunately can't afford anything. Anybody heard that before? I can't afford what to say or what you're doing, because they have this preconceived notion in their head, oh, this costs money, so I just can't do that. So I was just a friend, and I did know Claire. We were in the same sorority in college, so I felt like it was my obligation to keep putting this in front of her. I said, thank you so much for being honest. I know the invitation's always open. I personally was struggling with the cost of it, but I aim to help 3 people per month, so I pay nothing for my Shakeology every month. Guys, can we just stop for a second? How many of you, when somebody tells you no because of cost, have you ever presented the coaching opportunity as an alternative option? Have you guys done it? You should be every time. Because guess what? It's not for you to decide whether they'd be a good coach or not. And it doesn't mean you have to say it this way, but you can relate with, I feel, I felt, I found. So I totally know how you feel, girl. I felt the same way before I knew what I was really getting into. Like, I moved to a big city. I didn't have any extra cash, but I actually found if I helped 3 people each month that it would offset my costs. Do you think that you know 3 friends that might want to join us this month? That's all you guys have to say. But I was giving her the goods because I freaking wanted this girl on my team. So you guys got this so far? Word vomiting? Okay. So we continue the conversation. So that was starting in March. I followed up in April again. And I was just being a friend. Love all your food posts. I love how you openly share. And then just asking questions. Something that I would tell you guys to do in a follow-up today, right? Nothing too crazy. She's feeling more confident about working out, but things are good, super busy, blah, blah, blah. Heard that before. And then I go back to her. I follow up and I say, I would love to chat more about you with coaching when things die down. Where are you guys moving to? And I keep it, like you have to have some of this small talk sometimes because people have to know you're genuinely interested in the person that they are. But I'm still dropping the coaching opportunity 2 years ago. I wasn't confident. I didn't have a team. I didn't have coaches. Like, I did not have a team page or a team name or anything. But this is how I started my business. I still put it out there, guys. So, she said she has a lot of things going on. And I said, I don't want to overwhelm you, but I know you'd kill it. At least you aren't moving too far, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like dropping breadcrumbs in this conversation. You would be awesome at this. You would be great, perfect fit for my team. Okay. So don't be afraid to keep bringing it up. It's not like she said anything about it, but I just wanted to keep bringing it up because I know she's awesome at it. And I follow my intuition in my conversations. So it's kind of that, if you watch the Josh coach training I posted in the Team Cup page, it's about being an arrogant rock star, acting as if you already have a team of 50 people and you are crushing it. And that's how I felt here. So this is kind of just small talk. And I just say, if I can inspire one person, why not share it, especially when I'd be doing it anyways. And then we go back and forth. Okay. And I kind of move through these. You guys can come back to these slides because it's recorded and kind of look at it again. And she's been watching me because she says, you're definitely doing a great job with it. And then I throw in, I have 20 challengers this month and they're kicking butt. Hello, what credibility does that build? You know what I mean? Like, even if you guys don't have any challengers in our Shift Shop group, you have 100 other women in there that you're working with, right? Y'all cheer them on. You provide positive feedback for them. I didn't ask really a question on there, so that was kind of bad. But I told her, when else do you get 20 other people pushing you to do your best and are doing the same challenge with you? So there's pieces of this conversation that are good. But here's where the struggle comes. From April 14th to June 15th, who kept following up? This girl. Who doesn't answer? Claire. She didn't say a single thing. But I still kept following up. It might be a little bit too much following up the 11th, the 16th, and the 20th, and June 2nd. But hey, I knew the girl was watching me, and I follow my heart, and I just felt like I had to keep reaching out to her. I can't explain why. I can't explain to you that it was the right thing to do. I think on a monthly basis, it's good to follow up with people. But if somebody is hot and says they're interested, you bet your bottom dollar you better be following up. You better be commenting on their posts and saying, messaged you, girl, can't wait to check up again. Messaging them on Instagram. Hey, girl, can't wait to have you in the next accountability group. Wanted to make sure you saw my message. There's other ways to reach people now. It's not just Facebook Messenger. And I think you guys really have to if somebody's interested, get them off Facebook. Get them in your phone or on your email. Okay. So I went back and invited her again, June 15th. Something that I would say today. Hey girl, just checking in to see if you might be interested. I know you expressed interest before and I want to make sure I personally invited you. Let me know and I'd love to hold your spot. That's a great way to kind of bridge the urgency. Like, I need to know now because the spots are going fast. And she responded back, life's still been crazy. Honestly, I want to do the challenge so bad, but money keeps getting tighter as I get closer to August. Who's backed off when somebody says something like that? Right? You guys get scared and you freak out. Oh my gosh, they're going to say no. Oh my gosh, they're never going to spend $160. That's the thing you have to let go, because this is when the work and the fun begins. You get to dig deeper. Is it really cost, or are they fearful of failing? Most likely they're fearful. I can't say that. Fearful of failing. They're fearful that they're not going to succeed at this. They're fearful that they're not going to be as good as you are at this. But it's your job to take this and get deeper with them. Okay. So she tells me about her student loans. I finally joined a Cheat for Gym and I've been working on that. Thank you so much for keeping in mind. And I'll definitely let you know if money is ever a question. I'm not ending the conversation there. Like, this is where it starts. So again, a lot of words, and I would urge you at this point in the conversation to take voice memos into action, but obviously in 2015, that wasn't an option. And really speak from the heart. Because when you get objections and you can speak to them on your passionate voice, that is so much better than copy pasting things at this point. That's when you get to do the real fun. So I just say it's been great connecting. What if I could show you a way to negate your costs and give the whole coaching challenge thing a try? You basically already are coaching by sharing your life and recipes. I know you'd just be amazing at it. I'm actually doing an open call next week with any interested people who want to learn more about coaching. Would you be interested in hopping on? And I would today definitely cut that down in message form, but I'm giving the coaching opportunity still because I believe that she would be a great coach. And it's not like she's told me no. I know she wants it. She just hasn't connected how to make it happen. So I think I cut off one of the messages here, but I think she asked me a little bit more about it. And I mean, this I would say is, like I said, I was gung-ho on getting her, guys. So I gave it all to her. I just gave it straight on the platter. And I think when you know somebody, it's a little bit different than when you're talking to someone random, right? Like, if y'all don't know what they're eating and stuff, how can you recommend Shakeology is what I would tell you today, right? You need a breakdown of everything they're eating so that I have ammo to go back and say, oh, can't afford that. Well, if you're eating a Panera Bread every day, you're spending $10 to $12. Let's just change that out, kind of thing. But I gave it to her straight up. And she says straight up, financially though, I just need to know how much are we talking about? And she said, I've heard you can do the Shakeology part separate, which I would consider since I already have a ton of protein stuff at home. I could have easily said, oh, screw it. She's done. She'll never buy a challenge pack. But you can't let these small bumps in the road stop you from coaching, because right here in this groove, this is when the coaching begins. This is when you get to be a friend. This is when you get to figure out what is really deeper than that, because we all know that junk protein stuff. I know Liz can totally relate to this because Joey was having junk before. It's shit, guys. Talk about the quality. People just don't know about the ingredients. So again, this was a little bit longer of a post. I would have never explained this like today because we have the videos, and I would have said, I'd love to share more about Shakeology. Why don't I shoot you these 2 videos and you can let me know what you like best about it. But of course, old Danielle went through and explained prebiotics and antioxidants and probiotics and $4 a day. But again, when you're speaking to somebody in your heart of hearts could be awesome at this, it didn't really matter what I said. I just had to keep talking to her. So again, way too long of a response. But I was preaching what she was going to get the value of, you know. Today, that snippet of conversation is in our Google Doc, the Glow Diggers All Access Google Doc. So you guys don't need to explain any of that, but that's how I used to explain a challenge back. And it's just too much info, right? People just need to see the visual and understand what they're getting. So she says, it sounds awesome. I really want to get back on track. I can only swing about $75. That's why I haven't jumped in, because I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. She says, the coaching thing sounds awesome, and I'm sorry my schedule, but part of me would feel bad coaching if I wasn't where I wanted to be at. That's her pain point. She doesn't feel like she's good enough. And so that's where I got to really pull out and relate to her, because in 2015, I wasn't at my best self either, you know? And I think all of us can say we're, in some aspects, we're on a journey. So being perfect to be a coach is something we should be talking about publicly, that it doesn't matter what shape, size, you know, athleticism or whatever you are. It matters that you're you, and that's why you're here. So I told her straight up, you don't have to feel like you're at a perfect point to start coaching. I started 2 weeks in and never looked back, and I'm so glad I jumped right in. It's about the journey and sharing that which you're already accustomed to doing. I know you'd rock this. And then, you know, she kept saying, I keep having reservations since I'm starting school full-time, internship, and working part-time. I'm worried I won't be able to keep up or do enough of the sales side of things. Gosh, it's so funny looking back. So again, this is every objection you guys could get. It's not about sales. We all know that. But I related to her and sharing about our team, that we were all busy women too, and that we were finding a way to make this work. So we're almost done with this conversation. Okay, this is the last one, I promise. So again, this is like way too much info. But I just wanted to bring home the point, guys, that there is no right way to go about things. And there's things that I may tell you to do that may not work for your audience. What I hope you would never do is give paragraphs upon paragraphs of things to people, because they just don't read it. They have ADD, and you need to get personable with them. So I just wanted to bring home the point that, like, I started somewhere too. I sucked too, but I'm still here, and I've gotten better, and I've worked at it. So don't think that because you messaged somebody the wrong thing. Like Tara told me today, she was asking me about what to send back to somebody, and she sent the response to me, to the person. Like, shit happens. We're all human. So don't think that you have to be this perfect coach to help somebody. All right? Do you guys have any questions so far? I know it's a lot to look at. Okay, so now let's fast forward 2 years and focus on what you should be doing in your conversation. So I'm going to talk you through a conversation I had with one of my recent challengers, and show you exactly how it started and how to best approach it. So the main point here is, again, I tell you guys this all the time, but I don't give up on anybody. And so if this girl, Christina, she became my friend in November or December and didn't answer me until June, after she saw my shift shop results. Okay, so I followed up with her a few times, never answered. And then I just went for it and invited her to my test group in June, because I always thought she was cool and I was love bombing on her posts. So I figured, why not go for it? So I just want you to know, like, when you're getting non-responses, know that that's normal, and just keep going. Because you never know when somebody needs you, and you never know when the right time is, and you never know who's watching. So I just want to bring home that point again. And the whole reason she said yes, guys, is because she was watching my freaking results. So if you're not sharing your results and you're not sharing your health and fitness journey, how can anybody know that you have something to offer and you're worth trusting? You have to be on the journey, and you have to share it. You have to write that live journal every single day. And the people that are succeeding on our team are sharing that journey. I mean, yeah, new coaches, they come in, they're excited. Like, But I'm talking about the people that are seeing long-term success, a year, 2 years. Like, the reason I've gotten to where I am on my journey, you guys know, what do I do every day? I show up on freaking social media and I show up behind the scenes. I don't always want to, it doesn't always feel good, but it's not about me. It's about all of you guys and bringing you the opportunity. So, consistency is what brought her around. So she says, how do I get started? What would you guys have said if somebody said, how do I get started? Like in the chat, write something down. Somebody said, how do I get started? And I know it's hard because I kind of gave you my answer already. Or you can unmute yourself. Ariana, were you saying something? Oh, she's talking about this.
So
go ahead.
Instead, like what I used to do would be like, I would just like immediately tell them everything, which is stupid and wrong. And
not stupid. You learn from it.
How many people did I sign up then? Can you get that, baby? But I would ask, like, it depends on what your goals are. And like try to make the conversation be about what it is that they need or want, you know, before you start giving them any information about any specific stuff. Thank you, babe.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I'm going to meet you again.
Perfect.
So, yeah, I think the main point is like, you've got to put it back on them. It's not just like, oh, here's the link to sign up, because you know nothing about them. Like, this girl hasn't answered me one time in 7 months, 6 months. So, I asked her about her goals and she didn't answer back. So guess what, guys? You still have to follow up. Like, it's not like people just magically rain on me and they just come out of the gate swinging. Yeah, Danielle, I saw your shift shop results. Sign me up. Like, I still had to work for it. And so I followed back up in July, and then I followed back after July 4th because I knew this girl was ready, right? She said it in her last, she said, congrats, how do I get started? I know she's ready. She said, how do I get started? So you better believe I'm going to follow up again. And I was checking her Facebook and loving on it and knew she was on vacation. So that's also something to know, that like, it's not you guys sometimes. Sometimes it's just their life. And it's not that they don't want to talk to you. So she was on vacation, blah, 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 making small talk. And then I switched her over to text message right here in the middle. So main thing, like, I asked for her number and we exchanged numbers. I cut that off though, so you guys can take a phone number or something. Not that you would, but you know. And then so she said, what's about this test group? I'm excited to hear about it. Guess what? I copy paste the script. What is a challenge group? From the challenge group scripts all the time. That's how I explain it. Literally word for word. So if you guys don't believe me, there's proof. And she tells me some of her goals. So I suggested a few workouts. I guess I mixed these up, but I suggested her the test group because that's what she was interested in. So I sent her, it's all the way to the right. I sent her the Shift Shop group and I asked her to let me know what you like best about it. And sometimes people think that that's like the actual workout video. So be careful how you guys word it. Like, I kind of try to make sure, hey, it's a short 1 to 2 minute video. Why don't you watch it right now and let me know what you think? Otherwise they think, oh, I'm going to try the workout tomorrow. And I'm like, no. So just a thing I've gotten a few times to make sure you guys know. And then I had to check in again, right? So there was a couple of days past. I had to check in. She's driving to Maryland. And then I asked her what she liked best about it. She's telling me her work schedule is demanding. Like, you just have to pull out the stuff of them. And again, these are kind of mixed up. But she was telling me she was doing BBG, which is a free thing. A lot of people say they can do it. But I always like to ask, like, did you actually see the results you want? Like, why aren't you still sticking with it right now? You know, those key questions. Okay, so she told me she liked Shift Shop. You have to push yourself. I like cardio, so that's probably what I like. And here's where you guys, I think as a team, we need to remember the value of Beachbody On Demand. Because I was talking to Noelle this weekend, and I was like, you know, every workout program I've ever completed, I have the DVD for. Every single one, including Shift Shop, because I actually bought it at the core, but that's besides the point. But you guys may not know this, but you used to have to pay $70 for each workout when it came out. And everybody would be like on their computer the day it came out buying the DVD. And you'd have to wait for it to ship and you'd have to wait for it to get there. So I have like, what, 7 times $70, do the math, $490 worth of DVDs that I don't even touch anymore sitting on my TV mantle. And now you get Beachbody On Demand for the entire year for $180, $160. Like, just let that soak in for a second. And remember, the value that you offer is you. Of course, Beachbody On Demand is a nice little sidekick. But I just want you guys to remember that, like, some of you don't remember what the DVDs days were like, but that was the day. And I think I'm going to make a post about that. That's sweet, because it's just insane to me that Carl still is giving this out for free. And this could be the last month that it's $160, guys. He said August 31st, the promotion ends, which is another reason you should be hustling your little booties off to share it with everybody and anybody. So when they say they like a program, I like to say, awesome, I think you're going to love it. And the best part is you're going to get access to all of the Beachbody workouts for the year, not just Shift Shop. So I just over-delivered to her like times 1,000. So I like to say each month you can change it up and continue to see results. Hello, who doesn't want that? You know what I'm saying? Like, you just gave her 10 times more than she ever expected. And then I go into nutrition. And of course, she didn't answer. So I followed up again. I know she wants this. It's my job to check in and follow up. So, of course, everybody says, nutrition isn't as big of a struggle for me because I'm pretty into nutrition anyways. Funny. Do you think that this girl is going to stop talking to you about nutrition? No way. Awesome. Tell me what a typical day of meals looks like for you. I'm not trusting somebody that says their nutrition's good, because some people think nutrition's good when they eat like salad once a week. Other people think nutrition's good when they eat vegetables all week. Like, what is good? You know, that's such a broad range. So I had her break down my stuff, and then this is exactly what I tell you guys to do. Your nutrition's definitely good, but it seems like you're still missing a few vital nutrients that might be holding you back from your results. Would a quick grab and go option filled with the nutrients you might be lacking work well for your schedule? That's always a yes. Awesome. Have you ever heard of Shakeology before? Do you know much about it? I think it could be the best game changer you need to feel your best and maximize your results. I literally pretty much say that to every single person. And some of my new coaches that are watching this are probably like, yep, said that. But you can't just say, awesome, it sounds like you're missing nutrients, you should try Shakeology. No, you got to ease them in, guys. You gotta not be a whore, like Steph said on her cup call this week, and date the person. Take it step by step, date by date. Ease your way into the relationship, because you can't just throw stuff at them. You have to ease into what you're doing, okay? And she said, I've heard of it, but I don't know anything about it. And then I just say, awesome, why don't I send you 2 quick videos, and then we can go from there. And I always ask when I send the Shakeology videos, let me know what you like best about it. Because it's already putting a positive spin on what they're going to watch. I know those videos are killer. They blow people's minds half the time because we just don't realize what we're putting in our body. So I want to set the bar high to create a positive feedback. And then I had to follow up a few times because she didn't watch it. So I had to give her last call. You create urgency. I could have given up on July 10th, but it took me till July 13th to follow up again. Doing first ever Shift Shop test group. I'm doing last call and wanted to see if you still wanted me to reserve your spot. We kick off Monday, ready to crush it with me. Hope you're having a great vacation, loving the photos. And then she said, let's do it. And those shakes look delicious, by the way. So it's just funny. So then I gave her the link, the bit.ly link for Glow Diggers All Access to make sure she's okay with the price, because I'm not just going to send an enrollment to somebody without them knowing everything they're getting and everything they're getting into, right? And then I just got her email and signed her up. So I think the main thing from this conversation, guys, you have all the tools to be where I am. There's nothing separating you. And so I literally want you to say out loud, I'm freaking awesome. Let me see your mouths move. Say it together. I'm freaking awesome. Someone out there needs me. I'm confident. I have a gift to give. I'm never giving up on someone. This is not about me. I will not stop pouring my heart out, and I am here to help. Maybe I need to like pin this somewhere or something. But these just like came to my mind at the end of this call because I was just like, it's just having that mindset that y'all already are seeing success. You already know what it feels like to be in a really good routine. And sometimes it's just making these small tweaks in your conversation and knowing that you have all the tools. Like I literally give you guys exactly what I say. And hopefully that made it even more transparent that sometimes it's just breaking it into smaller pieces and remembering if somebody came to you and was like, Brianna, you want to do Beachbody All Access with $160 and all these portion containers and Shakeology and, Shift Shop and you got to buy the weights. Whoa, girl. Like it's just too much. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. I'd love to open up for conversation and any questions you have or something you learned. Don't be bashful. Was this helpful? Go ahead.
What? So
Can you guys?
Oh, hold on, Liz.
Liz, you can go first. Liz, you can go first.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I totally reinforce Danielle's messages. Like, everyone I've ever signed up, I have used the script. And it took me, like, a really long time to get that because it just, like, felt weird to me. And even still, sometimes I email or I'll, like, message Danielle and be like, what do I say? And there's a script. And it does work. So for people who are newer, like, I totally get it. It feels really weird at first. And you're like, but you can make it your own a little bit. Like usually I try to like add a sentence at the beginning of the script based on the like part of the conversation from that's happened before or like something I know about them personally. But everyone I've ever signed up is using a script. Well, except Joey, but he doesn't really count.
Well, and it's also like the common questions I've gotten hundreds of times. Like that's why they're in there. Like, what is a challenge group? Like it's just mastered, guys. Like just use it, Go ahead, Bree.
I think some of my biggest struggles right now is where I'm like growing my network and messaging people that I've never met before. Some of them aren't big posters. And so it's like getting that conversation going and then trying to transition it into like, oh, how about that fitness thing? And it's just like I feel like I haven't found a natural way to do that yet. Do you have any recommendations for that?
Yeah, this is a question that's been asked a lot to me personally this week or over the past week, I guess, since Cup. A question I always like to ask to transition the conversation from like small talk to like, what are you doing in your life is what do you find much time for yourself outside the daily grind? And then they'll kind of open up to you about their interests and things like that. But honestly, Ariana asked me this last week too. If you're having like a good relationship and a good conversation with people, just freaking go for the invite. Like, girlfriend, I just love our conversation. I feel like we've been getting along really cool. I don't know if this is for you, but I just had to ask. And then invite them. Like I have this awesome group coming up with lots of fun ladies who are super busy, but want to find a positive space to work on themselves. Would you be interested? Like sometimes you don't have to wait for that like, oh, I go to the gym, but it's not really working for me. Most people aren't going to tell you that. So don't be afraid to just kind of go for it sometimes. I think sometimes we just get too caught up in like, oh, I got to have so many back and forths and find out everything about their life. No, you actually don't. A lot of the time right now, and this is how I self-check myself. We actually were talking about this on my corporate mentoring call with Keyshawn today. Some of the girls on there, they literally send 30 to 40 invites a day. because they just go for it. And I'm not telling you to have that as the first message to somebody, but I think these conversations are proof that you guys know I go for it sometimes. And a lot of my invites are to people that don't answer me, but I know that I'm putting so much of my heart and soul out on my public page that I know they're going to go there and look and see, what is this girl about? And if I'm showing up every day, sharing my story, then I have the right to do that, you know? So my advice to you would be, number one, go for it. Number two, get up on your page and just pour your heart out, and then earn that right to just send the invite. The worst thing they're going to say is no. But what about those 2 yeses you get? You know what I'm saying? Like, I think if I polled all of my challengers in Shift Shop right now, maybe like 70% of them was a cold invite, meaning they had little to no conversation with me beforehand, but I was sharing so consistently my journey that they knew I was genuine and honest, and the conversation, like, they were just my jam. So keep expanding your network into the girls that you want to, like, legit be friends with, you know, because I think that also helps when, I mean, all of you on this call are like, I would want to be friends with you in real life. So, I mean, we are friends, but you know what I'm saying? Does that kind of out? Ariana, I gotcha. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I don't have a problem just like going for it. I go for it a lot. And people are all like ask me questions about it, and I feel like I explain it really well. And then I get to the price question. And in that conversation that you just showed, you didn't even say a number. You just sent a link.
Mm-hmm.
So do you feel like that is a better avenue than like explaining? Because then what I do is like I re-explain like all the things you're going to get and why it's so great. And the fact that like I actually was talking to somebody on the phone today, and I said like I paid $140 for one set of DVDs, and you're going to pay $160, and you're going to have legitimately like everything ever made. And there's 2 other things coming out that I know of that are going to come out while your subscription is active. So like you could try a thing and hate it and find something else that you love, and you do that 4 times, and then you do something else, and like I'll work with you and like all of this. But like she's the one that I got signed up today. So like I sent 2 invites today. So not 2 invites, 2 enrollments. Yeah, 2 enrollments. But then other people, like the girl that filled out my survey that I was all like super excited about, we got all in the conversation, and then, you know, I said the price and re-explained everything, and it was kind of like a big hang up. And I explained the coaching opportunity, and then she like ghosted me the rest of the day.
Mm-hmm.
So then I just like right before this team call, I asked her like, is the price the only thing that's holding you back?
Perfect.
And I'm waiting on that. Yes.
Yeah. So I would say I don't really break down the price in word form. I legit use the link. Like when I know, okay, they're on board with Shakeology, they're on board with the workouts, I over deliver and say, actually, you're going to get like, also sometimes if you're sending them 2 workout links, you can say, actually, you don't have to choose. You're getting them all. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, yeah, I really don't put out the price in word form. I send that bit.ly link and I say, this is, but I frame it as like, this is the awesome steal you're going to get. Like, this is incredible deal right now. I actually paid $40 more for it or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because it was $199. So yeah, I don't really spell it out like that. And if they do come back with questions about price, then we start talking about, okay, well, it's $4 a day. Is there something that we can break down? You know, all that.
Yeah, and I did that with her because I basically, Juliana, baby, can you please stop? Like, because for the month, the first month, the 160 month, it's $533 a day. So there was like the other woman I was trying to talk to that I think I posted a screenshot of our conversation, and she like really needs this, like hates herself, like hates the way she looks, everything. Like we talked about it, and we talked about how I've been there and like that's a horrible place, and like, but her nutrition is like shit. Like she eats Roy Rogers every day, and like, stop doing that, and it pays for itself. Like, I don't understand the hang up.
The
I
hang
don't
up
know.
is that they don't believe in themselves, and it's not
Right.
the right
No,
time for
I
them.
know that. I know
So,
that. You can mute me.
so yeah, just keep sharing your journey and keep sharing your story, and know that the right people are going to come to you. What else, guys? Tara, you got anything? I can't see you, so I don't know.
No, I know what my biggest problem is. My biggest problem is me. It's not like scripts or anything. It's just my consistency and I have a really bad habit of when I feel overwhelmed of like being a recluse and just ignoring my phone because I do social for work. So it's really hard for me to check it and still stay checked out of my 9 to 5. And then I get even more overwhelmed. So that's my big problem is learning how to compartmentalize my emotion and taking the emotion out of it and just doing the work and leaving the emotion to the side. So I haven't said anything because I know it's just a me thing. It's not the scripts work, everything works. It's just me doing it every single day consistently and waiting for the compound effect to happen.
So you and Bree are going to hold each other accountable this week.
Okay.
Because y'all have a noble bond.
Yes, we do.
And y'all can both do it.
Yeah, and I'll need it with packing and everything. It's going to be I'm probably not going to have time for a single power hour. It'll be like pockets all week.
And don't be afraid to do that. Like, I think sometimes you guys have this preconceived notion. Like, I sat down on the toilet and did 40 invites before this call. Like, I don't sit down and do 3 hours of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, fit it in when you can. That's just life. There is no perfect power hour per se, and everybody works different, but don't be afraid to do that for sure. Was this helpful, guys? Ready to rock this week? Change some lives? Pump up the energy? Awesome. Well, thank you for being here. I will post the team page. She's so darn cute. You need like some more selfies with her for sure. And I can't wait to see you guys crush it this week. You know where to find me if you need my help. And let's hold everybody else accountable to watching this and putting it into action. Cool? Cool. Awesome, guys. Go make yourself proud this week. Yeah.